Hey, I had a lot of people ask me about the stuff behind me when I've done a couple of these magic performances and demonstrations for you recently. I have said before that I'm going to be talking about each of these things in some videos over the coming months. I really appreciate the comments. I got a lot of great feedback on my last video. In fact, I'll be posting the stuff on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it if you would follow me there. It's nothing to do with insurance, so if you're in financial services, this is just pure fun, tales of mystery and imagination. So yeah, please do check it out. The thing we're talking about today is this box. That is the Casket of Reitach. I bought this 10 years ago when I was on a holiday in the UK. I met with a collector and a guy who was particularly interested, done a lot of research on ancient Celtic civilization and the Druids in particular. Those of you that grew up with Asterix and Obelix comics will remember the local Druid was a guy called Getafix. He was like the local dealer basically. Yeah, Druids were very important in Gaelic and Celtic society. And that area in Europe, Gaul, as it was called back then, so this is like in the time of Caesar and the Roman Empire, the Gauls sort of hailed from France, Belgium, Netherlands, and in fact even some parts of Germany. And then of course also Britain. So you had this kind of society over big sort of swathes of land. And the Druids were responsible not only for religious type ceremonies, but also for handing out justice. So they would almost be like judges in early sort of courtrooms. And they were also responsible for weddings. And that's what we're talking about today. So let's get the casket. It's a fairly heavy wooden box. Now the last Druids, I think, were seen around the 5th or 6th century. So this is obviously not an original, it's a replica. This one goes back to the early 1900s. It's got these kind of curtains on the sides, and I'll show you what that's for in a moment. This red stuff that you see on here, don't worry, it's wax, it's not blood. And it was used in the wedding ceremonies that we're going to be talking about. Inside, you can see there's some other artifacts in here. We've got a white cord, a red one, a little stick, kind of like a wand of sorts, and then this solid sort of brass ring. We'll use that a little bit later. But the cords are really what's important here. The Druids would actually wear these around their waist, both of these, the red and the white. And they were also used for lots of things. They would even use these things in construction. So geometric shapes that required measurement, the ropes were always the same length. So they knew that one length of this would produce a certain result. In the wedding context, the red rope represented strength and protection, and the white rope represented purity and wisdom. Which one do you think was the woman's one? That's right, the white one. So what would happen is the young couple would approach the Druid in the community to get married. The white rope would kind of go in this side, held by the woman, and the man would hold the red rope. Now the two, remember, the ends of the rope remain visible, so it's just the middle bits that are kind of going into the box. I have to do all of this alone, but normally you'd have the Druid in the middle like I am, and the couple on either side. He would open up the little door, pull through the two middle bits of the rope, and close this little kind of trap door on top. Now, I couldn't believe it when I found this out, but this, there was a kind of this expectation that if the ropes could somehow be joined, then that would be considered good luck, and the wedding would be blessed, and it would go ahead. I was like, well, then no one would get married, because it's impossible for two ropes to get joined when the ends don't come together. But yeah, in the hands of the Druid, the magic would happen. And this is where we get the term, the tying of the knot. So I don't know how it happens. I just work here. But you can see quite clearly the two ropes are linked. Nothing in the box. Okay, so if the couple was a little bit older, they would have been on their own journeys for a lot longer. So the white rope, the middle, be passed through the box and just fed up through the little door in the top. And the red rope, representing the groom, also travelling his own path, not really meeting anywhere, would be also pulled through the little door. The two ropes would then be held in place by the wooden stick. I just want to pull that tight. Right. Now again, I was like, if you're an older person and you get told to get married, you're going to have to go through this. And if these ropes can somehow be magically joined, then the wedding will be blessed. Well, then I'd be thinking, well, then there's going to be no wedding. So once again, two ropes, ends are not together, get pushed into the box. More Reitach, I think, was the word that the Druid would use. And each couple would be asked to pull on the ends of the rope. If the ropes came apart, they both went home alone. If the ropes stuck together, the wedding would be blessed. I'd have the couples on each, the two on either side of me. And that's the Casket of Reitach.